Las Vegas, a poker oasis in the desert, but it's not the only place to gamble. Atlantic City has its own rich poker history, and tonight the World Series of Poker Circuit arrives. A final table full of professionals, including local pro Nick Frangos.
Played hard and got lucky.
He's hoping for a home field advantage.
Whatever happens, I'm gonna have no regrets.
But Nick knows he can't overlook red-hot Erick Lindgren.
Let's roll, let's go.
Might be one of the best players in the world.
And he must take notice of former main event champion Chris Jesus Ferguson.
He's got 5 bracelets. What can I say?
Nick's ready to take on all comers.
Now I got my competitive juices flowing.
The pressure's on to become the Atlantic City champion.
Come on! What's going on here?
Welcome to this World Series of Poker Circuit event presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. We are at Harrah's Casino in Atlantic City, and this is the first time a World Series event has left Las Vegas. Each of these 9 players hoping to capture a victory here today. Hello, everybody. Along with Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. At our final table tonight sits a microcosm of where poker has evolved. We've got part-timers, onliners, and seasoned pros who wouldn't sweat of playing in a steam room. But the star of the table tonight is the man they call Jesus, Chris Ferguson.
How do you beat this guy, Lon? He's smarter than the rest of us. He's more analytical than the rest of us. He has no tells. He doesn't go on tilt. And he can ballroom dance. That's the complete poker package.
And that package includes 5 World Series bracelets for Chris Ferguson.
There's Erick Lindgren. In 2004, he was the World Poker Tour Player of the Year. And Nick Frangos, a great cash game and stud player, used to be known as Big Nicky, lost 140 pounds, now he's Little Nicky.
And our chip leader coming into here, Chad Brown. He's got 2 World Series of Poker final table appearances, sitting pretty right now with 572,000. Stan Goldstein in second. Frangos and Mike Esposito, the only 2 players under 100,000 chips. Action underway here at our final table. Jesus gives it up over to Erick Lindgren on the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam. He's got ace-9 offsuit. I really like the way this guy plays, Norm.
You could learn a lot from him, Lon. Like his friend Daniel Negreanu, Eric likes to see a lot of flops, and it's tough to outplay him after the flop.
He comes out with a raise of 35,000 chips. Stan Goldstein will fold. That's Mimi Tran. She folds as well. Over to Mike Esposito. He's an amateur player from Long Island with an ace-7 suited in clubs. And he was the short stack. Doesn't even have enough to meet Lindgren's raise, so he's all in. Action on Nick Frangos now.
Pocket 8s, and Nick Frangos is the second short stack at this table.
I'm all in.
Well, Nick's going to push hard with those 8s. He's seen everyone act in front of him.
And Erick Lindgren's thinking, boy, I can take out 2 for the price of 1 right here.
91,000, huh?
So he's going to consider coming in. He'd prefer if his ace had a better kicker. He'd also be happy if his ace was suited. He's going to think about it.
He's got to calculate his chances of winning, and that number next to a player's name is the percentage they'll have the best hand when all the cards are out. Mike Esposito can only sit, wait, and squirm. And Lindgren will fold.
Somebody's got to have a big ace. Ace-queen, right? Oh,
Open.
God.
Open I had 2. You only have
Ace-9.
Open. Open I had 2. You only have 1 overcard.
So we'll be heads up. It'll be Frangos and Esposito. And there's Peter Frangos, Nick's dad, watching over his shoulder.
Good luck.
And as we go heads up, you see a rather somber Mike Esposito, whose tournament life is on the line.
Here comes our flop. 10-8. King, a set of 8s now for Frangos. His stock skyrockets.
And a little home cooking for Little Nicky right off the bat. That flop gives Mike Esposito a miserable feeling.
And the turn card is a 6 and gives Espo a small ray of hope.
Well, he can still make a straight, but I'll be honest with you, Lon. Mike Esposito does not look like he's going to hit that 9.
No, he doesn't. The river card. 6 of hearts. Nicky gets a full boat, wins the hand. Mike Esposito eliminated in 9th place. He'll take home just over $47,000.
Yeah. 1 down. 2 more to go.
Sounds like Nick has a plan, and it's working. He's stronger, but he's still got a lot of work to do here.
Thank you. I wish you would have called. I had 8s full.
Who is this guy?
I'm not a stand-up comic.
Actually, when you talk to little Nicky, he's a very smart and funny guy.
Well, nothing funny about this. First place money, $780,000, and the circuit ring. Blinds now $6,000 and $12,000.
Blinds are forced bets from two players at the start of the hand to induce action.
Here's a first look at our chip leader, Chad Brown. King 10 suited in diamonds. And he will call the big blind of $12,000. Over to Erick Lindgren.
Oh, pocket jacks.
Eric maybe steaming a little bit. Wanted to get in that last hand. He's going to play this no matter what. Jacks are great hole cards.
Just a smooth call from him. He could have come up over the top, but playing it easy.
9-8 of diamonds for Stan Goldstein.
I love Stan. He wanted to be a pro bowler when he was growing up. My next favorite profession.
Mimi Tran. No relation to Henry Tran. 8-6 of clubs. She's in.
It's a family affair.
That's right.
Well, he's not a singer either.
No.
Hate to ruin all the fun.
Of course, a family game is when everybody gets involved. Jesus is the only one not involved so far.
Well, if I had two cards in front of me, I'd get involved here. The price is right.
Bus ticket to disaster.
Oh, we're running out of room on the screen. Nobody else can play.
Over to Aaron Bartley. I'm not sure we were counting on this. Bartley with ace 4 of hearts. He said, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going up the slow lane now on the right side of the screen. Over to Henry Tran from Toronto, Canada, in his first poker tournament. No relation to Mimi Tran. He's got Queen Jack suited. He is last to act on this table. Oh, and he raises.
My goodness. This is like a Bloomberg News screen.
40,000 from Tran. Brown calls.
Now, see, a lot of these players wanted to come in cheap, and so we're going to lose some of them. Eric definitely wants to play.
All right, now let's find out
Swing it in.
who wants to play.
What did you say?
I said just forward.
Pardon me?
I said just forward.
Is that what you said the first time?
Would be fun. Come on. Join the party, man.
Join the party.
Stan loves the 9-8 suited, but it's a lot of money now, and I don't think he loves it as much.
Nope, he gives it up.
You ever notice how in every party there's always one party pooper?
Tran and Frangos fold as well. Mimi Tran, that is. Aaron Bartley, and we're shrinking the field.
Well, we got rid of all the shoe clerks and crumb bums. We're left with 3 pretty good hands.
Over 200,000 chips in the pot with our flop. It is deuce 10 queen. Henry Tran picks up a pair of queens. Brown's got 2 10s. Henry Tran bets again, 70,000.
Yeah, good flop for Henry Tran. His queens now trump Lindgren's jacks.
Brown has third best pair out of 3 players.
Call.
He'll call, though. Erick Lindgren now. He got richer. Too rich for his blood. He folds his jacks. So now we go heads up.
Good read by Eric. He figures somebody has his jacks beat, and he's right.
So heads up now. Tran and Brown. Turn cards a 3 of spades.
That's more good news for Tran, because now he has both top pair and he has a spade draw, and he's going to push it.
And he pushes with 130,000 chips to Chad Brown, our chip leader.
Chad stuck with a pair of 10s and no draw. Chad used to work as an actor. If he calls this, he might be working as an actor again sooner than he thinks.
Call.
Geez, he does call it. And I guess Chad does believe he has the best hand right now with the 10s.
Well, he may have Tran on a draw at this point. Ready now for the river card. 6 of diamonds. The check mark next to Henry Tran's name indicates he's got the best hand. He'll win it if he stays in, and then he'll stay in. He bets 138,000 chips.
Well, that's a curious thing he did, Lon. He pushed all his chips in except one. He's got one 5,000 chip left, like leaving it for cab fare.
I raise your 5,000 call.
Chad Brown forces Henry all in, and Henry shows the winning cards.
Well, I guess Chad Brown, after calling on the turn, felt he was pot committed and came in again.
And suddenly we have a new chip leader here at the final table. Henry Tran wins the 900,000 chip pot.
And he's an unlikely chip leader, Lon. I've never seen this guy in a card room before, and we got a lot of heavyweights around this table.
Oh, the other half of the story. Chad Brown lost nearly 70% of his stack. The 2005
It's
cold outside, but inside the action heating up here at this circuit event final table. 8 players remaining. One of them, Nick Frango's first moved here when he turned 21 to become a pro poker player, and he's found success living and playing in AC.
There's a big misconception that there's only big poker games in Las Vegas. Atlantic City, they have big games all weekend long.
Raise the roof. Other pros say to me all the time, why do you still live in Atlantic City? But I like it here. I know I'm still gambling.
Poker in Atlantic City, there's a smaller group of players, so you get to know them.
Jab, Nick.
The games aren't as fast. I'll be the most aggressive player in the game.
My money.
In Vegas, you can't do that. Feeling comfortable is very key. I built a house here. I like my life here. I like living here.
There's no ocean in Vegas, baby. You got no beach in Vegas.
It's hard to say you have a normal life playing poker, but it's more of a normal life here than I would have in Vegas. I'm here to stay.
And Nicky also points out that the Vegas-based players come here and complain about Atlantic City, and he loves that because it adds to his home field advantage.
And there's our new chip leader, Henry Tran from Canada. He's an engineer, actually, up in Canada. Never expected to get this far in the tournament. Had to call in sick to get the day off to play in this final table. He's got ace-jack unsuited. He's aggressive. If nothing else, he raises to $50,000. Over to Chris Jesus Ferguson, couple of jacks.
Well, he's on the button, and this is Chris's job. He didn't have to call in sick. And, every time we look up Lon, we see Ferguson at a final table. I think he's developing to a pretty good player.
You like him, huh? Maybe he could make something of himself in poker. And this is one way he has done that. He moves all in. He's going to push the action. And boy, Erick Lindgren, been priced out of a lot of hands so far.
And now Tran has to decide whether he wants to call the all-in.
It'll take 101,000 chips from Henry.
Hey, he looks over at Chris. I swear when Jesus looks like this, he's just trying to remember whether he picked up the dry cleaning last Friday.
Call.
Well, Henry's going to call. And he'll find himself behind in this hand to a 5-time bracelet winner.
And the 2000 World Series of Poker main event champion is all in. He is a 2-1 favorite as we go to the flop.
And here comes the flop. It is King 7-9. No help on the flop for Henry Tran. Jesus now with a 6-1 advantage.
I see the ace already.
Well, Tran's saying that he actually sees an ace on the next card already. Wow.
All right, turn card. Let's find out. Oh, it's an ace! Oh, wow! And the turn card is a U-turn for both. And suddenly Jesus is down to perhaps his last card.
Oh, he's going to need a case jack.
Now the king.
Hey, if there's a king here, there should be an investigation. He's calling out cards.
River card, maybe the last one for Jesus in this tournament is another ace. Henry Tran has turned into a juggernaut at this table and knocked off one of the best tournament players in the world.
Lon, I always hate it when we lose Jesus. This game's just not fair.
Jesus will have to settle for 8th place and almost $71,000 in winnings. Henry Tran now approaching 1 million chips at this final table. And Chris Jesus Ferguson getting props from the rest of the table. They hate to see him go too.
Oh, yeah, he's as well liked as you can find, but they like the fact that he is going. He's that good. Who is this guy, Lon? I mean,
he's king of the table or chip leader. All eyes on that stranger right now. And there's young Aaron Bartley from North Carolina, an online player trying to make a name for himself under the bright lights of the final table. He's looking at 10-9 suited in spades.
When you make a bet online, Lon, all you have to do is push a button. Some of these internet guys, when they come into a card room, chips are foreign to them. It takes them a while.
Well, Bartley knows how to raise, though. He pushes it to 36,000. Chad Brown got out of the way. Erick Lindgren, couple of kings.
He's pushing. He's going to push hard.
He has been aching to play a hand, and he will raise it. He's going to raise it to 120,000 chips over to Stan Goldstein.
Wow. Picks up pocket jacks right to the left of Erick Lindgren, and this spells trouble for Stan.
Raise.
Oh, that says trouble. 204,000.
Well, we got a raise, then we got a real raise, then we got a I'm the king of the hill raise.
Not a Nicky.
One time.
Nicky wants to look down and see pocket aces.
Now he squeezes pocket queens.
That's close. That's a pretty darn good hand.
There's a lot of money into the pot in front of him. Oh, and he gives it up.
Oh, Lon, this guy's a pro. He would have had to go almost all in, but he didn't even blink when he released those queens. My whole family would have gone broke on that hand.
An easier fold for Bartley.
This would be a bad cooler. Yeah, what you're supposed to have, Stan?
And Erick Lindgren will call the bet from Goldstein, and Lindgren will be all in.
2 jacks. I had 2 queens.
Did you really?
I swear to God.
Lindgren, a 4-1 favorite to stay alive.
What'd you have? Or did you have a jack or anything? Anybody have a jack?
Taking a poll of the table. Try to get a better read on his odds. He's got a good shot right now as we go to the flop. 8, 6, 4, nothing really there for anybody.
And no threat to Eric. He's still trying to avoid a jack, or he'll be headed out the door just like Chris Ferguson.
And now the turn card is a 3 of hearts. Goldstein running out of cards.
Goldstein now would need a jack and a jack only, Lon, to knock Erick Lindgren out of this championship.
1 card to come. River card. 10 of hearts, and Lindgren takes the hand and doubles up through Stan Goldstein. And that's the Erick Lindgren the poker world's come to know. Always a threat at any table he sits.
Usual bad timing.
Nice.
Second life.
Good timing for me.
Lon, if I had Erick Lindgren's future, I'd be set for life. On the other hand, if he had my past, he'd be, well, pretty depressed.
Ooh, 2 queens, huh?
I got second. This is like free money right now. I should be broke.
A great choice for Nicky to muck those queens, and Eric finds new life with a big win. Welcome back to this circuit event at Harrah's Casino in Atlantic City. The cards have already been dealt. Chad Brown has moved all in, 111,000 chips with deuces, coming over the top of Aaron Bartley, who holds ace-9. Action now back to Bartley.
Bartley had originally raised and is now considering calling the all-in.
Call.
And indeed he does.
He has been called.
And the cards are flipped, and you see that Chad Brown with the deuces, a slight advantage.
Chad Brown entered the day with a chip lead, and now he is down to pretty much a coin flip to stay alive in this tournament.
That's a golden opportunity for Aaron Bartley to get stronger here. And now here comes our flop. It is 10-9-9. Bartley picks up trip nines.
Oof. And Chad Brown in a world of hurt now. You know, as a rule, Lon, it's hard to beat an unshaven guy with just pocket deuces.
Well, Chad Brown figuring out the outs one more time. Turn card is a jack, and perhaps one more card left for Chad Brown.
His only out now will be one of the remaining 2 deuces in the deck. He needs a 2 or he's going home.
The river card. Another jack. And Chad Brown has been eliminated by the newcomer Aaron Bartley. Chad's got to be disappointed. Started the day as our chip leader with high expectations, but flamed out early, finished in 7th place. For Aaron Bartley, wow, just his 3rd trip to a casino, and he's looking good. Most of his time is spent playing poker on a computer.
Aaron Bartley, I'm 22, and I play poker online. My dad taught me the game when I was a kid.
And I didn't know it was going to lead to this.
Went to Penn State, stayed there for about a year, dropped out with the intent to play poker.
He said that's what he wanted his profession to be, which bothered me greatly.
I think they were disappointed.
We couldn't dissuade him from it, so we supported him.
Aaron's going to win the pot.
I think now they understand why I made the move.
He's making money and he's happy. No parent can complain about that.
I would much rather give it a go at something that I love to do than hump a 40-hour-a-week job. I'm all in.
I might as well admit my son is a professional poker player.
Well, admitting it is the first step towards healing, but I'm sure the Bartleys very proud of their poker-playing son. Note to my son, Ryan, stay in school.
Hey, I stayed in school. I ended up in a poker broadcasting booth.
I stayed in school. I'm next to you.
Touche.
Erick Lindgren with an ace-9 offsuit. He folded those cards once today.
Well, he had bet them that other time and then got out of the way when there was all in behind him. This time he wants to play him again.
And he will raise the action to 50,000 to Stan Goldstein. King, Queen offsuit.
Stan and Erick Lindgren have something else in common besides being great poker pros. They both like to bet sports. That's a bad habit.
That tough?
That tough.
Oh, Eric trying to get a sense of exactly what Stan Goldstein holds.
I'm surprised Stan answered Eric's question there.
And Stan Goldstein is going to move everything into the pot.
Well, it was a tough thing for him to go through his head if he was thinking of going all in.
The rest of the table folds now back to Erick Lindgren.
Look, he wanted that so bad. Made it 45.
And he will call.
I thought he had king queen. I want to gamble.
I was going to throw it away till you said that tough. That was the deciding.
I just wanted to gamble.
And Goldstein now in a bad situation. A couple of times today he's picked bad spots to go up against Erick Lindgren. And he's behind for his tournament life right now.
The last time they went heads up, Lindgren was the player all in. Now it is Goldstein's tournament life at stake with the flop. 10, 6, 7. Eric's ace still leads. Got an inside straight draw.
Yeah, Eric, a 3-1 favorite now over Stan Goldstein, who was all in.
And now Goldstein closely watching the turn card. 7 of diamonds, no help to him. He'll need only a king or a queen.
Look, Stan's covering his face like he doesn't want to see what's going to happen. I did the same thing at my second wedding.
And now the river card. 5 of diamonds. Erick Lindgren wins the hand, wins the showdown. Stan Goldstein is eliminated in 6th place, but he earns over $118,000. And a big win for Erick Lindgren, takes a pot of 278,000 chips.
Back in the game. I wanted him to call. I'm ready to gamble. I've had enough, I'll tell you that. I've had enough.
Watch out, final table.
The Toyota Points Leader is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward.
Among the 249 people who came to Harrah's Casino in Atlantic City was 2004 main event champion Greg Raymer. But all eyes were on one table, which looked like a Hall of Fame final table with men the master. Steve Zolotow, Ted Forrest, Eric Seidel, and Lane Flack to his left.
How many bracelets in this table? And we're missing a feet. 24 bracelets in this table. 24 bracelets in this table.
A lot of hardware to be sure, and when the empty seat at the table was filled by Phil Ivey, well, that made it 28 bracelets at that table. None of these players earned any points, but not so on another table where Jennifer Harmon played well, finishing 14th in this event. As we take a look at our Toyota Player of the Year leaderboard, you do see Jennifer Harmon up on top, tied with Rio winner Doug Lee. Players earn points for finishing in the money, so all of the players still left in this event at the final table will indeed earn points and money. One of the poker greats, Barry Greenstein, didn't earn any points here in Atlantic City, but his pupil, Mimi Tran, did. She's at our final table right now, and she's looking at ace-9 offsuit.
Mimi's 44 years old, mother of 2, and Barry's really taken her game to another level.
And she has taken the betting to another level. 50,000 chips to Nick Frangos,
who's nobody's pupil. I believe he's self-taught in all areas of life.
Ace-king suited in clubs for Nick Frangos.
I'm all in.
And he's going to take things to another level, re-raising.
Nicky wearing a baseball cap now. I like that. I don't like the earring. Otherwise, he's all right by me.
Everyone else folds to Mimi.
Okay, I call.
And she's going to play. She loves that ace.
Frangos has the better ace. Well, Barry looks a little concerned, but I think he always looks concerned.
No, sometimes it's much tougher to watch somebody you care about than to really play.
So Nick Frangos is all in, but he's in a dominant position over Mimi Tran as we go to the flop.
Comes out king 6-9. Oh. Nicky's got a pair of kings.
Put that king down.
I seen that 9.
We saw the Mimi paired, but didn't see his king immediately. Turn card is an 8 of clubs.
That poses no danger to Frangos. So little Nicky, who is all in, can now survive if he can avoid a 9 on the river.
And the river card's a 4. Nicky Frangos survives his all-in and doubles up at the expense of Mimi Tran.
Let's go, Tiger.
Well, Nicky Frangos won that pot, but he has been hard-pressed to get any long-term momentum so far at this final table. And after that last hit, Mimi Tran is now the short stack among the remaining players. Henry Tran, though, remains top dog here, over 1 million chips, twice that of Aaron Bartley. Henry has been the unlikely force here at this final table. The full-time engineer and part-time player has caught everyone here in Atlantic City by surprise.
I'm not a professional poker player. I was on a business trip and was in a hotel and turned on the TV. That was 2003 World Series Poker, and a lot of chip on the table. I said, wow. So I said, I have to investigate and learn this game. I was so eager to play. I ran right into the poker room. I not even know all the rules. To be honest, I don't think I'm good. Sometimes I play excellent, but at one point I made some very stupid mistake. I'm improving every day. But for me, I don't know if I would choose poker as my profession.
Tran loves playing blackjack. The first time he played poker, he lost, so he went to the blackjack tables to win money so he could play more poker.
Why isn't he playing blackjack for money?
Have you ever tried playing blackjack for money?
It's hard.
Your stomach will explode.
The blinds are at 8 and 16,000. Nicky Frangos folds. Action over to Aaron Bartley. What a great story. This online player doing so well here on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam. He's got ace-5 offsuit. I wonder if he keeps wanting to reach for the mouse just to click raise.
He's very deliberate with the chips coming in.
Well, he is deliberate with throwing in 50,000 of those chips over to Henry Tran.
We've seen Bartley play a weak ace several times today at the final table.
Ace-queen now for Tran. And he is going to re-raise to 120,000. Back at you. Two newcomers going at it.
Yeah, Bartley's got that look like, give me back my 50,000. He didn't know someone was going to come over the top of him.
He does look ill.
I'm all in.
Oh.
Okay, wow, that's a big stack of chips to push in on that ace-5.
And the internet guy, a little sloppy, pushing real chips all in. But I like this play if Tran folds, Lon. Otherwise, the kid should have stayed in school.
Henry Tran now.
That's a lot of chips he's putting out there with the ace.
I call.
And he calls with a bigger kicker.
Tran's got a lot of gamble in him, Lon. And Bartley, now in for his tournament life, is not happy about this situation.
His parents agonizing over this move right now, seeing their son all in and a 3-1 disadvantage. And now here comes our flop. It's 8-10-6. Not a lot of help for Bartley. His hopes are fading.
King, queen.
Lon, the wrong guy's standing up. The player who's all in is supposed to stand up. I teach seminars about this. Nobody listens.
Turn card now. It's a deuce. Still no help for Aaron Bartley.
3 5s left in the deck to win the pot.
One card to come.
King.
Tran likes calling out cards before the turn in the river. Could be a new line of work for him down the road.
Presto.
Calling for the 5. It's a 3. End of the trail for Bartley. He'll take 5th place, over $141,000. And the groans you're hearing at the rest of the table are from the other players who hate to see Henry Tran getting stronger. And Aaron Bartley's parents saying, hey, why didn't you take up this game a year ago? $140,000? Not bad, kid.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
Welcome back to this World Series of Poker circuit event. 4 players left, and Henry Tran has more than twice as many chips as everyone else combined at this final table.
No, you count. Yeah.
On to Nicky Frangos, who found some much-needed momentum in that last hand.
He's got the ace of spades, Lon.
Why is that important?
It's the prettiest card in the deck.
Ah, yes.
One day I will tell you why.
He's also got a queen.
Good enough to raise.
To 46,000 over to Mimi Tran. She's looking at a pair of 8s. And Mimi moves all in.
And she's smooth as silk with that move as compared to Aaron Bartley's. I play on the internet all the time, all in.
And Nicky Frangos has called, and Mimi Tran's tournament life will now be at risk.
And she's a slight favorite with the pair against the 2 overcards as her mentor Barry Greenstein looks on.
Well, Mimi could have worse cards with which to make her move. Now the flop comes Jack 10 ace. Nikki gets a pair of aces, and also, look at this, a royal flush draw.
Geez, this home field advantage is getting a little ridiculous, Lon.
And now the turn card. Oh, Nikki didn't get the royal flush, but the king does give him a straight, and he cannot lose the hand.
Oh, she can tie. She can tie with a queen.
And Nikki's right. Even though he's got the check mark, a queen on the river would give them both a straight and a split pot.
All right, so a queen on the river is Mimi Tran's only hope. The river card's a 5 of spades, and that will be all for Mimi Tran as she will be eliminated in 4th place.
Yeah, baby. Now we got a shot. This is the best hat I ever got.
The earrings still got to go.
And for Mimi Tran, a cash game specialist, did pretty well in this tournament, almost $190,000, and some consolation from her mentor, Barry Greenstein.
Now we got a game. This is how I envisioned it. This is how I envisioned it.
He envisioned this guy?
Well, Nikki moves closer to chip leader Henry Tran, but he's going to have to go all in and win at least twice in a row to catch him. Well, the all-in move is becoming quite an art, as we learn in this edition of The Nuts.
So fun when you go all in, baby. All in! Everyone's got their own style. There are definitely some sloppy all-in guys out there.
Some players get their whole body involved.
Put yourself back in the chair and say, all in.
All in.
I'm all in.
I'm all in.
That's the businessman special. A fake all-in move. Small. Throw it up real nice and high like that and get the most splash you can.
I'm all in. Just like that.
Maybe. Second down, maybe. Think about all in is fun, baby, you know? I'm all in. I call.
I am all in.
I don't like going all in, Lon. I'm like we saw Henry Tran earlier in the show. Save 1 chip, maybe for some incidental items you might need later in the day.
We're going to see it a couple of more times here at least. Erick Lindgren looking at Queen 10 offsuit. And he's going to raise it to $40,000. These two players about even in chips right now, a little over $400,000 for each.
All right. Let's splash around a little.
I figured you might.
Time to start gambling.
Nikki's got a couple of threes and some elbow room with the chips. And now our flop, it's King 10-4. Lindgren pairs his 10 and takes the lead. And Nikki will come out with a $45,000 chip bet.
Lindgren has the better hand right now, but little Nicky's decided to be the aggressor with his pocket threes.
And Erick Lindgren will call the bet from Nikki, and now we go to the turn. It's a king, the board pairs.
Lindgren, as you see from the percentages, an overwhelming favorite to win this hand, but once again, little Nicky's deciding to attack.
65,000 chips from Nikki, putting the heat on Lindgren.
Eric a little worried now. Nikki might have a large pocket pair, or maybe he started with a king in the hole.
Big laydown.
Big laydown, he says. Indeed, Erick Lindgren folds the best hand.
Nikki showing us again, he who attacks prospers and no limit.
Nikki can really play his game when he's got the chips.
Did you have it? A king.
A tight-lipped Nikki Frangos beginning to show his true form, and he's all business now. Welcome back to this World Series of Poker circuit event presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. We pick up this final table action in progress. Henry Tran raised to $45,000 with King 10 offsuit, called by Erick Lindgren with King Queen. Eric's got the advantage going to the flop. Flop comes out 10-9 Jack, and Eric flopped a straight.
Oh, that's gin for Erick Lindgren. He's got the nut straight, and he checks to see if he can induce some action from Tran.
Oh, and action he gets 100,000 chips from Henry.
That is good news for Erick Lindgren, that bet. He can now choose to do what he wants, either smooth call here or come over the top.
All in. All in.
Over the top is good. All in from Erick Lindgren.
And Erick clearly chooses to be aggressive here, perhaps because we've seen Tran be very loose and fast with his chips today. Erick figures he might get an all-in call right here from Tran. And Tran indeed has a very playable hand. He's got a pair of tens, he's got an overcard to the board, and a queen would give him a straight.
I still have a lot of jaw, man. I call.
And he will call. It's going to cost him 212,000 more chips, but he sees it in a world of hurt.
But we've seen he's got a lot of gamble in him, and now his best hope will be a queen.
Erick Lindgren is all in, looking to get back into this game in a big way right here, right now.
Win.
Not this time.
Erick says you're done calling cards, buddy.
Here's the turn card. It's a 7 of clubs, and that earns Erick Lindgren the check mark. He cannot lose this hand.
Yeah, he will survive. Tran can still take back half this pot. If he gets a queen on the river, they'll split it.
Yeah. River card. It's not a queen.
We got a game now.
And we do indeed have a game. Erick Lindgren just got a lot stronger, doubling up through our chip leader, Henry Tran. Well, now that Erick has some more chips to play with, he could be very dangerous. He's an experienced pro who was born with a competitive edge.
I was born and raised, small town, Bernie, California, 3,000 people. Big man in a little barn league. I had played basketball every day from age 4 to age 19. Went out to try to play basketball in junior college. Coach and I didn't see eye to eye, and when he said I wasn't good enough to play, I was crushing. So I had to find another way to compete, and luckily I fell into poker. That's more like it. If I'm not winning, I'm going to find a way to win.
Win one, lose one, you know. That's all you can do.
And that's why this is so important to me, to be able to compete every day. This is much tougher than basketball. If you make one mistake, it could be all over. And you make one mistake in basketball, it's a turnover. My last high school game, there was like 8 seconds left. I think we're down 1. My buddy took the shot. I wanted that shot so bad, I didn't get it. So I love having the ball in my hands here all the time.
He usually has chips in his hands here all the time, and he seems to know what to do with them most of the time.
Our leaderboard getting a little tighter now. Henry just about 1.3 million. Erick Lindgren made a big move in that last hand. Nicky is the short stack. Tran folds over to Erick Lindgren. He's got ace-king offsuit.
Monster hand when you're three-handed, so he will make a move here with ace-king.
Erick Lindgren pushes in a total of 70,000 chips, and now that goes over to Nicky Frangos. Nicky's got ace-queen offsuit.
I'm all in.
And he's going to risk everything he has.
Call.
And with that call, Nicky Frangos is going to be all in, and this is our degree all-in moment.
And Nicky ran into a really bad spot here. The ace-queen is dominated by the ace-king. He'll be lucky to survive this hand.
Frangos at risk and trailing, and here comes the flop.
The flop is Jack.
Jack!
Yeah, if they both get jacks up, they'd have the ace kicker and we'd have a split pot.
The player percentages do evenly incorporate the 16% chance there will be a split pot. And now the turn card. A queen! And a U-turn for Nicky, who takes the lead now with 2 queens.
Are you kidding me?
The local hero's alive.
Trying to beat little Nicky in Atlantic City is like trying to beat the old Celtics in Boston Garden in Game 7.
Man. He can't believe it either.
Erick can still knock him out by pairing his ace or king, or a 10 would give him a straight.
And now the river card. Oh, the 10! Erick Lindgren earns the degree check mark, wins the hand with a straight.
Great home field advantage.
And a river death for Nicky Frangos.
Good job.
What a finish for the local hero. He started day 2 of this tournament in 78th position out of 82 players. He finishes in 3rd with $236,000. And boy, Henry Tran loved to watch those 2 players go at it while he just sat peacefully on the sideline.
Wow, I can't believe that queen came off.
But it did, and we're down to 2 players after Nicky's eliminated.
The All-In Moment is brought to you by New Degree for Men. For men who take risks, it won't let you down. The 2005 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste. Miller Brewing Company, and in part by New Degree for men who take risks. it won't let you down. And Harris Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament.
Welcome back to Harris Casino in Atlantic City. We're now down to 2. Heads-up action about to get underway. The rookie, Henry Tran, in his first major tournament, looking for a win against the veteran, Erick Lindgren, who hopes his experience will give him the advantage today.
I'm an aggressive player.
Erick Lindgren moves all in.
You know it's coming.
I have a little bit of gamble to me.
Feels good.
They don't know me. I think that advantage for me. Raise.
I'm just playing to win.
I see an ace.
I'm quite confident even though that I'm against a professional. I call.
If I don't get unlucky, I like my chances.
So the money's on the table, and look at that chip count. Henry's had such an advantage all day long, and now just 118,000 chips separate our 2 finalists. Henry Tran looking at Jack 8 offsuit.
Called in sick to work today so he could be here and play heads up against Erick Lindgren. It's unlikely. It's the expert against the novice. We've seen it so many times.
And aggressively putting out 100,000 chips to Erick. Couple of 5s for Lindgren. Any pair is a good pair in heads up.
Lindgren's won everything you can in poker except a World Series bracelet. I know he'd love to win this circuit event today. He's thinking of coming over the top right here.
I call.
He's just going to call. So we'll go to the flop. Almost even. And it comes out 9-6-3. No immediate help for Tran.
Yeah, not much to choose from in that flop. Lindgren's pair gets a little stronger because of that flop.
And Lindgren will come out with 80,000 chips. Tran wasting little time to start collecting the chips. He'll bet 200,000 with nothing.
Absolutely nothing. He's got jack high. He doesn't even have a real draw. And he's the aggressor against the aggressive guy.
Look at Erick's eyes going back to the card. What's in the cards that he could have? What does he got?
Yeah, Tran bet before the flop. He's now bet after the flop. It's tough for Erick to get a read on him. He's not that familiar with Tran.
And he's not going to try to play with him here. Erick Lindgren folds, and that was a total non-rookie move by Henry Tran.
Pure aggression, pure bluff for Henry Tran.
Aggression has been his lifeblood all day long. He has befuddled the entire final table, and he's trying to do it to one more player and become a champion here in Atlantic City. Erick Lindgren looking at Queen 10 suited in hearts. 40,000 chips to Henry Tran. Henry look at a 7-5 offsuit. He's been raising a lot. Just going to call it, though.
Yeah, he'd like to see a flop relatively cheaply with those modest cards.
So Lindgren with the advantage going to the flop. It comes out 6-4 queen. 2 queens for Erick Lindgren.
Well, they both get a piece of the flop as Tran gets an up and down straight draw.
My turn?
You're first, my man.
105,000. Oh, man.
He likes to put chips into play. Sooner or later, you think that's going to come back to bite him, but it hasn't so far.
280.
Erick Lindgren one-upping Henry Tran. 280,000 total now.
I'm winning.
Oh, and Tran's going to push it all in.
He's a one-man carnival.
Really?
You heard me?
That's a big bet, man.
And if Lindgren calls this bet, he's the one who would be all in for all his chips.
Looking to gamble?
Tran's not looking for Erick to gamble right here because this is just another audacious semi-bluff on a hand that may never get there.
What do you got, man? What do you got?
Tran is putting him to the test. He just has a draw. Erick has the much better hand.
Erick retracing the steps, trying to find some indication of what Henry has.
Let's go.
He's right to say let's go.
Erick Lindgren all in for his chips and this title at stake.
I need
Yeah, I know you got the 5-7. I knew it.
Lindgren a 2-1 favorite to stay alive. He's got the pair of queens. He's up against a straight draw.
Let's see what comes.
Erick loves to gamble. This time, though, he's gambling with the best hand and his tournament life at stake.
Wait.
Henry now calling for a 3 on the turn. It's a 4.
Turn card is a 4.
Make the next one a little bigger, please.
You ready? Can I microphone?
That was sick. Yeah, more suspense.
Tran can still knock out Lindgren and take this championship if he gets a 3 or 8 on the river to make a straight.
River card.
Yes!
Oh, he got the 3! Henry Tran, the engineer from Canada who called in sick to work today to be here, is a champion. For the veteran Erick Lindgren, just a victim of bad luck. But Henry Tran played aggressively and had all the cards fall his way today.
He likes to gamble, and I knew that, and I was going to try and take advantage of that. I think I did on the last hand. We got it all in. I had the best of it, but that's poker. What are you going to do?
This final table featured some of the finest Hold'em players anywhere, but novice Henry Tran beat them all.
Now, today you sat down with a lot of very experienced, very good players. Are you intimidated at all?
I think that I played my best poker so far, but to be honest, this tournament I was very lucky.
Yes! Woo-hoo!
Is there any chance you won't go to work tomorrow?
Henry, I think your boss will understand if you're not there. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. So long from Atlantic City.